Good afternoon for our on-site Hong Kong audience, and good morning for our online Czech audience. Welcome to join us this kickoff event of Design Dialogue between Czech Republic and Hong Kong. I'm Dr. Sylvia Liu, Assistant Dean of the School of Design, Hong Kong Polytechnic University. Currently, I'm standing in our living lab in the Innovation Tower in our Hong Kong campus in Hong Kong. Welcome all of you to join this kickoff event of the Design Dialogue. So we have the three sections this afternoon. First of all, we have the Professor Lee from the School of the Design, our Dean, and also Consul General, Mr. Klara join us to give the welcome remark. So, Professor Lee, please, let's have your welcome remark.
Thank you, Sylvia. Thank you, colleagues from Hong Kong, and thank you also, Consul General Ms. Klara, for giving us this wonderful opportunity. I'm very glad to this meaningful event held in our School of Design, the Hong Kong Polytechnic University. As a non-local, I always realized that one of the biggest advantages, Hong Kong being a small, is that close collaboration between government, industry, and education together. Today, from Hong Kong, we have most representative educational institute, as also government Hong Kong Design Center, Promotion Center, and from Industry Association. We'd like to really highlight, show them what the design can contribute to in Hong Kong, what we have been doing that. That is excellent. And also, as personally, I understand that I know a little bit of Czech Republic, but I think that is only small understanding. Likewise, all our friends today, I think same thing. Okay, but I hope today's this kick-off meeting and the dialogue between bridging those two countries, it will be a wonderful opportunity to get big picture, whole picture of the what Czech Republic design is about, what Hong Kong design would be about. Okay, so once again, thank you. Although it's not really big, long event, but I think this must be very effective to get to know each other. Thank you.
Thanks, Professor Lee. And let's welcome the Consul General, Mr. Klara Jurcova, have the welcome remark.
I have actually prepared a short presentation. Hopefully it will be on soon. But before it is, I would like to first of all thank PolyU, the whole team, Professor Lee especially, but also the whole team, because to prepare this event has taken some time and it looks amazing. We are also thankful to Hong Kong Design Center because I've said that many times, they are the platform that actually introduces us all to Hong Kong design, and we value that very much, so thank you again. I will start by introducing why we are doing this, why the project of Czechia Hong Kong Dialogue came to existence. Then I will speak about what we are planning to do under this project, and also with whom. I will also showcase a couple of brands and companies that will not be present here today because we will see, we've already had a chance to look at the beautiful presentations our representatives created. So you are in for a treat what concerns Czech design. So first of all, why we are doing this. As Professor Lee mentioned, there is not good enough knowledge, we believe, about Czech Republic in general in Hong Kong. So that's why we have something we call Czech Days. And under Czech Days promotion, Design Dialogue is one of the first dialogues we would like to establish. We will probably move also to art and education, but design is the first one we are specializing in. Why we are doing this? We believe that apart from the regular dialogue between Czech Republic and Hong Kong, there is not enough intensive dialogue. So we would like to put relevant partners on both sides together. We would like to exchange between existing platforms. I mentioned Hong Kong Design Center. On the Czech side, it would be different groups, design festivals, but also Czech Design Center that you will hear more about later in the afternoon. But also we would like to organize joint events. This is the first one, but it should not be the last one, of course. This is just the beginning. And Professor Lee was mentioning that you would get overall picture of the design. We would like to do that, but of course it's impossible within one afternoon. We would like to actually kick off and start the dialogue and start showcasing what Czech design is about. But it's never only about promoting Czech design, it's also promoting Hong Kong design in Czech Republic. So really creating a dialogue. We would also like to use platforms existing in the Czech Republic for showing what Hong Kong design has. Consulate General will coordinate and will actively look for opportunities like we already did in the second half of last year actually. We already were invited, one of our companies was part of the Business of Design Week, and we will continue to do so. We also have a history of promoting Czech design, not only in Hong Kong but in mainland China. When I was working in Beijing, we were promoting the story of Czech design, which is exhibition that was created by Museum of Decorative Art. And we were also partner country of Guangzhou Design Week in 2018. Again, being in Hong Kong, of course, we will concentrate on Hong Kong, but Greater Bay Area is something we would like to be part of. So whenever we will have people here for Business of Design Week, for example, or some other events, it's very easy to take them also to Shenzhen or be partnered again with the Guangzhou Design Week. What events we are planning for this year? And by the way, this project is not only for 1 year, of course. We are looking until 2025, but for the first year, we prepared a couple of concrete projects. First is this one, of course, as kickoff event. In March, as part of the Art Basel Art Central, we are bringing one exhibition on Czech innovation in glass. This is in cooperation with Museum of Glass and Jewelry in Jablonec nad Nisou. And also Prague Art Week will showcase few galleries. It's mostly art, but many galleries in Czech Republic are also doing design, and many famous designers are part of the gallery life in Czech Republic. In April to May, we have two big names of Czech design companies, Lasvit and Preciosa, present in the market. So of course we would like to showcase their work and design. So we are now connecting them with both institutions, PolyU and Hong Kong Design Institute. And we would like to have their specialists, designers in talks with students of both institutes. But also Hong Kong Design Center have their own platforms like City Program or Design In, and we would also like the companies to be part of that, because it's a good way how to showcase and exchange on design. I know there will be a knowledge of design edition, so if we find collaborations or potential projects and topics that are of interest, we would definitely like to be part of that. In September this year, or today, we didn't want to include everyone because it would be impossible, but also on architecture and interior design, we have specialized chamber of architects. So we are thinking to do another separate, probably online or hybrid event later in the year. So far we are planning for September. In October, there will be 25th edition of Designblok. Later, again, you will hear a presentation from them. And we are planning to organize incoming mission to that, so that you can both go to the festival, hopefully with some Hong Kong designers participating, but also maybe to visit few companies and designers. And last but not least, in December, of course, we would like to repeat our participation at the Business of Design Week and also showcase our design in cooperation with the Czech Trade Design Center. We are also preparing a Christmas treasure, another exhibition of Czech glass ornaments to bring Christmas design spirit to town. Project participants, as I mentioned, I will mention a few that are not part of presentations in the afternoon. But I would like to also mention that, as I was saying, Hong Kong design is huge. So first of all, we haven't met everyone yet, but we would like to be very open. So whoever is interested in cooperation with the Czech side, they are welcome. We have thanks to Hong Kong Design Center, met many interesting people in design, be it Mills, PMQ, D2, Design Trust. There are, I can't name all of them, so we are very open to work with everyone. Today is mostly about universities, so we are very happy to have 2 universities on Czech side that will actually introduce, and there can be some kind of discussion among students. And the same on the Czech side. Of course, we can't include all the companies or designers, but we today introduce at least a few. So just, I mentioned that we have 2 big design companies here in Hong Kong already. We also have a distributor of very famous brand, Prof. They are a very traditional brand already existing from 1864. They are doing acoustic grand and upright pianos, but they also have special design type, Petrov Gemini, and you can see that it's very designy and artistic, and they are also going with the trend of not only having traditional pianos, but also these artistic design editions. I also want to mention company Modernista that specializes in design, and they are bringing up famous designers from the 20th century and also wooden toys and other unique products. Very special company as well. I'll just showcase a couple of products of theirs. They are doing cubism and also furniture, so they are also one of the project partners for us. Later on, Association of Czech Industrial Design will promote company BOMA. Rickel is actually part of that, and it's just a showcase of one of our glass companies and products that are so famous all over the world. These are just contact details of our small team. We will have a project manager, Anna, who is the trade commissioner, so feel free to contact us, whoever has interest in cooperation. Thank you very much, and I'm looking forward to the exchanges later in the afternoon. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks, Klara. I think this actually, as what Klara and Professor Lee mentioned, this is only the first event. So Klara already showed the roadmap in this year and the coming 3 years. So hope beside the BODW, KODW, those key events in Hong Kong, we have more dynamic connections with Czech and even other countries to show the stage of the Hong Kong as an international city to link China, East and West. And then we actually delegate design these events with 2 sections, Czech side and the Hong Kong side. And also for both sections, we have the representative, actually as a key stakeholders from the education, industry, and the professional organization like design centers, Czech and also the Hong Kong. So the rest of the part, we will have the 2 sections, the Czech side and also the Hong Kong side. Before we move on to the second section, let's give us welcome and also the claps, big claps to Professor Lee and Klara to initiate this event. So this afternoon for the Czech side, we have the representative from the industry who join us physically on site, and also the online speakers who from the Design Central Czech and also the education part from the Czech Republic. First of all, we move to the first section about the introduction of the Czech design. The first speaker comes online. She is Ms. Pavla Sebestova, the consultant for design of the Design Central Czech Trade.
Let me introduce you. I'm the representative of Czech Trade, and I will go slowly what we are preparing, what we are doing. So, the Czech Trade is a government trade promotion agency founded by the Ministry of Industry and Trade. Its main objective is to develop international trade and cooperation between Czech and foreign companies. The design center, Czech Trade, is quite new. We have been opened years ago, but the Czech Trade is actually working with the design for quite a long time. Right now, what our main target is to work with the small and medium companies and provide for them some support. Yeah, so here you can see our main goal. As I said, it's supporting the design and promoting design into the industrial production. Then we are supporting the culture and creative sector. Further on, we are trying to monitor the newest trends in design worldwide. It's actually our individual program starting this March. It will be called Design Trend Monitoring. After the Design Trend Monitoring, there is another new individual program or some work, which will be called Design Trend Monitoring Market Potential Design Innovation. It will be set together with our representative abroad. We have like 60 offices worldwide, and these representatives are cooperating with us on these individual programs. And again, it will be not only for the small and medium companies, it's also for the biggest one, but the subsidy is for the SME. As you can see here, as our target audience, mostly for the small and medium manufacturing enterprises. As I said, the main objective is to build closer links between companies and designers and to implement design into the industry and products. Also, I would mention the 4 pillars of our programs. It's to build the awareness among companies of the value of design as a main competitive advantage, enhancing collaboration between designers and manufacturing, then developing a support system for effective implementation of design into production. And we are trying to build a strong reputation of Czech design abroad, as I said, mostly with our offices which are located worldwide. Yeah, this is the slide what was shown previously. Here is just to mention our design for competitives, which has ended actually last year. It was called OPIC. Here is a little bit of what we have succeeded in. Here are some facts, how many companies were involved into this project. It was over 100 enterprises. You can see how many products, innovations was created, and how companies and designers took part in our events, exhibitions, and trade fairs. Yeah, in the last, in this slide, you can see, for example, our cooperation with the company Herman and Sova, which is one of our studio designers, which is listed in the designers database of Czech Trade, which I will introduce later on. Here are some of their projects which were very successful. One is the winner of Designblok. It's the brush and the dust pen, what you can see here on the picture. And the second is the design furniture collection, which won Red Dot Design Award. And it's not the only studio designer to this design award from our designers database. There was some other. Yeah, so if we change the slide, yeah, here is our newest project, which is very, I think, interesting for the small and medium manufacturers enterprises, because it's about subsidy. The newly established, started actually January 23. The total allocation is 50 million Czech crowns. It's the subsidy for 3 years. We are starting now with the amount of 10 million Czech crowns for this year. For the next year, it will be the subsidy and the total allocation of 15 million Czech crowns. And for the last year, which will be the 25, it will be the allocation of 25 million Czech crowns. One subsidy is minimum 50,000 Czech crowns and maximum 200 Czech crowns, which I think for the companies it's quite a nice sum. It is increased from the last years. Also, the intensity of the grant is now increased to 85% of the whole amount, which also in the previous years was not so high. And here also at the bottom you can see the link where the companies can ask for the subsidy through the portal of Ministry of Culture. Yeah, so here on this list you can see the designers database of trade. Right now it is more than 120 designers. It's actually only for the Czech entities. In the past, it was also for the designers from the EU, but this year we started to promote only the Czech designers. And as I said, it's the Czech designers are promoted through this database. Furthermore, we are promoting the Czech designers through our foreign offices. As I mentioned, it's more than 60 offices throughout the year. And registration of the designers, it's considered through their realization projects in the last years. So we are also not allowing all the Czech designers to be promoted in this database, but we are considered their works. registration through the, into this database is free of charge for the designers. And as I said, the designers are from the field of the industry and product design, applied arts, arts and crafts, architecture, graphic design, and digital communication. On this slide, you can see the visualization of the designers database. Yeah, it's the bottom here. You can see the contacts, the login, how it works, and all the information how the designers can register. Actually, the slide of the register, they are working on it. They are adding their new products, and the designers can add their photos. It's actually in their work how the visualization done. You can filter the designer through their work. They're from the fashion, from the jewelry. Here are some slides of the promotion of the Czech design abroad. This year we are taking part in Amsterdam fair, which will be the jewelry fair. We are promoting the Czech design in London, which will be in September this year. In March this year, we are taking part in Brussels Design Market, and there are some more trades, different trade fairs which we would like to take part this year. I guess it will be about 5 during this year. We are still working with our offices abroad, which trade fair we will participate in autumn this year. Here you can see some pictures how our installation abroad looks like. There is mostly special design according to the trade policy. Yeah, so, and the last slide, as you can see here, is the contact. It was this one. Here is contact for the Design Center Czech Trade. Here is contact by myself, and I'm very sorry I was not visual, but actually, at least you can see my presentation and what we are promoting and our promotion for the Czech design. So thank you very much for your attention, and I wish you successful continuing in this work and presentation today. So enjoy the afternoon and have a nice day.
Thanks, Pavla. Actually, at the very beginning, when we see the title of the Czech trade, so we think it's similar as Hong Kong TDC, and then explain, no, it's under Design Center. So it's very interesting to know the difference, because today we also have the Joe and Eric from the Hong Kong Design Center. They were introduced at the Hong Kong Design Center in the second half. So thanks, Pavla. Please stay with us online. We will have the Q&A section soon. So we move on to the second speaker from the Czech side, which is from the education, Academic of Arts, Architecture and Design, Ms. Jitka Sosova, the Vice Rector of Internationalization and Development. Jitka, are you online now?
I am online. Thank you so very much for having me. I'm really happy and honored to be here. And if you allow me, I will show you some of the interesting stuff our students and our teachers created together. So before I do though, brief contextualization, as our gracious host just said, we are an educational institution, an academy. We offer a rather wide range of study programs. So as the name suggests, you can go and study art, architecture, and design. And today, because we are meeting here in the context of a design dialogue, I will be speaking mostly about the design part. So let's see what you can actually see if you go and see what's happening in Prague. So firstly, there is all our contact info. And secondly, and more importantly, what we have is, as I said before, a selection of the projects that were already presented worldwide and that were originally created by our students and our teachers. So firstly, let me take you to our studio of fashion and footwear design. What they were doing or trying to do with this project was simply to help a young man with a physical disability. He wished to go to a prom dressed exactly as his peers, yet since he has a unique body, the available selection of clothing was failing him. So the students made it a semester-long project to help him to be accepted even under these conditions. As you can see, it was also made into a presentation. So the outcome was twofold. Firstly, the person in question got to enjoy to be a model. And secondly, it actually prompted a broader discussion on how to design fashion and footwear for people who are not having the bodies of the fashion models. So this was rather a teaching opportunity for our students. But as I said, we offer a wide range of programs. So for the next one, I am taking you to the studio of industrial design. This is a studio that is very likely the most effective in cooperation with industry. And enjoying such reputation, they actually started to look into how to enhance the public transport system in Prague, which tends to be good, but everything could be enhanced. So they actually decided to have a look into the oldest trams that you can see. They were created in the 1960s. So it is basically a running piece of museum machinery. And they decided to make it more apt to modern and current standings. So in here you can see one of the designs. Let me point out that this was merely a teaching opportunity for the students. So even though the outcomes were the visualizations you are currently seeing and also the ergonomic studies, at this point, nor the city, nor we, nor our industrial partners are actually thinking about bringing it to the real life. But you can also see one of the benefits of our school. We cooperate with our industrial partners, not necessarily and not only in order to create a final product. What we also offer is basically a background in ideas, in thinking, in broader analysis. In here, we offered a very extensive ergonomic study. Going away from the industrial design, we will see actually one of the designers that Pavla before me showcased as well. Eduard Herman is one of our alumni. So I also decided to show you that we are indeed working with the traditional materials as well. So it's not only looking toward the future, we're also trying to look into the past and isolate and use and enhance the technologies that have a great tradition in Czechia. One of them, of course, would be glass, be it glass cutting or glass blowing. And Eduard Herman, a very environmentally thinking young designer that he is, decided to bring those two elements together. So what we have is a material that has a long tradition. This is a blown Czech crystal, a locally popular kind of specific sort of glass. And he also cooperated with a Czech glass company called Boma, and they have rather extensive and unique equipment that allows for a robotic, computer controlled cutting. And you can see the effect. Ignis is the Latin word for fire. And what Eduard was trying to do was basically to emulate the very pleasant feeling one has when one is sitting by a campfire and enjoying the glow. So the cutting that I had mentioned before is used here to give you this very specific spreading of the light. So you you can enjoy the therapeutic almost benefits of it. So leaving the product designers behind, we are gonna go and see what the furniture and interior designers are up to. This is a project that was part of the Czech Pavilion in Expo in 2020 in Dubai, and the Czech government was featuring there again, a long-running tradition. There is something called Spa Triangle in the west of Bohemia, and there is really a long tradition and really developed and rich culture of well-being and spa treatments. And the students tasked with visualizing this tradition decided to look into the material side of the phenomenon, and they looked into argonite. Argonite is a sort of stone, and since the thermal springs of Karlovy Vary have a unique composition which makes them beneficial to human bodies, they also create this rather specific and locally specific sort of stone. In the let's say historical period of Czech history, it was used as material for jewelry and for precious objects, and it's exactly what the students of our studio decided to do. But like with Eduard in the previous slide, they also had to develop a modernized version of the ancient technique, so we can go and see and enjoy those lovely jewels. So going on to the more material research side of things, especially our textile studio, and at this point I really have to say it is called textile studio, but their range is so much wider. What they're actually doing, despite the name, is focusing on material research. So they had several grants, both national and European, and they are basically looking into solutions for a more sustainable future. They are doing so on a microscopic level, they are doing so on the applied level, so they're really thinking about the makeup of the materials, and then in the second phase, they're exploring what you can do with those newly discovered and established materials. So in the project called Symbiosis, as you can see, they once more ventured away from the field of textile. They actually looked into organic material, and they asked the question, how can we use this, something that could be readily grown if we need more, how it can be transformed into furniture, into objects, and finally also, yes, into textile. As I said, we have multiple studios, so we're circling back to the studio of fashion and footwear. That's the one that created the unique line. That was one of the levels or aspects of your practice. As you can, if you can remember, I said it was basically a semester-long project that had as its goal the idea to help one young man. Well, in this second project from the same studio, we're looking into something that had definitely wider impact. So as you can see, the students regularly, almost routinely, participate in competitions. In this one, they decided to enter something that was launched by another Czech company called Batya, and they twice in a row actually were awarded the first prize, which is great because now you can actually go to the stores of Batya and buy their footwear. It is actually surprisingly comfy, even though it's fashionable. Now we're going to the neighboring studio. So we have a studio of design of clothing and footwear, but we also have fashion design, which is not only focusing on the actual wearable clothing, but also to a broader context. And this is exactly what's happening in here. The students and the teachers brought into the question also the artificial intelligence. So if you can see the patterns, they're actually outcome of rather complex algorithms. And because this design is interesting not only in terms of the outcome, aka the lovely dresses worn by the lovely ladies, but more so to the designer community by the process, the algorithms, the software that was used. We also featured this project in Ars Electronica in Linz in Austria, which is the place to be if you are into new media art. We established a cooperation from our graphic studios. In here, you can see the commemorative banknotes. Also, as we saw with Edward Herman and with the textile studio and such, we're trying to bring together the modernized version of established historical techniques. And finally, we have a project, a presentation called Vivid Books. This was something that was very useful during the pandemic, because as you all can imagine, or if you have children, you know that it was somewhat a hard thing to get them to focus and to work on their school assignments, and Vivid Books definitely help with that. It's both existing in the virtual realm, currently as myself, and also it exists as a book, the physical touchable book. So the child can enjoy the benefits of the haptic element of learning while also benefiting from the broader information available online. So thank you so very much for your invitation and for your time. And I'm looking to answering your questions in the later on Q&A session. Thank you.
Thanks, Jitka. It's interesting to see you have very wide spectrum of the design display, and thanks for sharing those achievements from the students' project and the high impact not only in Czech, but also in Europe and other countries worldwide. We're glad to know more in the Q&A sections later. Yeah, thanks, Jitka. Now we move on to the third speaker, University of GE Purkyne, Mr. Katerina Bartosova.
So I will introduce you the Faculty of Art and Design at Jan Evangelista Purkyne University in Ústí nad Labem, which is unlike the Academy of Art, which is the part of the bigger university, Jan Evangelista Purkyne University in Ústí nad Labem, which has about eight faculties, and we are one of them. So, this is the city where we come from. So I would like to introduce you a bit about the city, Ústí nad Labem, which is a very ambivalent city full of contrasts. So on one side, we have beautiful surroundings. We are surrounded by beautiful nature, but on the other side, the city center is very industrial. So probably we are the only city in the world which has rock mining in the center, and also the chemical factory in the center of the city. It really makes the city unique and maybe a bit difficult to live in or study in, but the thing is that maybe also these factors move the designs we create. So this is our faculty, our building, and as you can see, we react on what's going on in Europe. So, and it's not only the faculty as a building, but it's also the people in it. And as you can see, we, here in the circle, there is a state professor, Zdena Kolečková, who we elected as a new dean for next period. We are, as a faculty, we are divided into departments, also departments of history and theory of arts. We have department of general preparation, which is very important for our students because they touch the material or on special workshops we have. Also department of visual communication, which has 3 design studios: graphic design, visual design, and also the Department of Art. But finally, and that's why we are here now, we have Department of Design. Now we kind of join a future department which used to be Art and Design. So we join these 6 studios, and I would like to present the works from these departments of design. So first, I would like to present product design studio. On the head of the design studio is Jan Čapek, and now he has his latest work is nominated for International Design Awards for decorations, and these are kind of designs students made. I will go through because we have quite a lot of them going on. So the tasks which students makes are quite wide. So from the toy glasses, also they make furniture, and they are quite successful. So these are kind of showing the works. Also, there are topics like furniture, but also one of our students is very successful because she helps wheelchair people to make their seats more comfortable. And also we cooperate, or we are joining the technologies like the modern technology of 3D printing with the old technology, and also traditional materials like glass or steel. So these are kind of designs we have. Also, our students, Anastasia Mazurova is nominated for Czech Grand Design as a objev roku, sorry. And our designs are based on the dialogue, because there is the head of the studio and his assistant, which are personalities which really forms the studio. And the dialogue about the works is very useful, not for the students, but for the leadership as well. And for us and for our faculty, there is very important thing that we have our workshops where we push our students to work with the material and to try them themselves. So you can see we have traditional technologies as well as the modern technologies, like 3D printing, etc. And let's move to another studio, which is ceramic design, which has their own workshop where they can really work with the ceramics. So you can see that all the designs, or most of the designs, are make in 3D models, like in the material. They are quite successful, and also taking part. They take part on Designblok shows and etc. So these are again a few pictures which shows what the studio of this ceramic design produces. These are kind of installation here in our school, which is in the end of every semester we have exhibitions, and also ceramic studio has this workshop which was International Porcelain Symposium. So also other personalities from the field take part in it. And also we connect with the public by presenting this was on the in the center of Ustina Labem, where the people can watch actually what you can take from the fire. Another studio where we touch design is fashion and textile design, which is quite progressive and has a lot of work behind. So you can see again a few pictures of textile of this students and their work. So here it is. Another studio is quite difficult maybe to explain, but it's called Studio Natural Materials, and if you can see, it could evoke romantic images, but it's more about the design with maybe conceptual design, where the studio really works with the materials. As you can see, you have there quite small projects or even this big project, a project which reflects the ceiling of the gallery, which it is in it. And it's quite great that they really work and with new technologies, and also they had this international workshop of case iron, and there were some participants from New York and so they really touched the material. Also, I would like to introduce the Studio of Glass. We have there again their own workshop, and these are a few designs from it. And the head of the studio again is quite active in the field of design, so he is nominated for Czech Grand Design also. They have their own exhibition place, and exhibition place where students can join it and meet in there. Another studio is, and the final one is the interior design. The head of it is now Jurcova, which is also Czech Grand Design nominee, and really the one of the big designers here in Czech. And these are again a few works I would like to present. So from the furniture to really designing the interiors with the materials, with the 2D plans, sections, and everything, we are creating their spaces to live in, but also we design some concept, small designs we can use in interior as well. So here you can see the latest work of our students, which is the mirror, and again some kind of stools. Also, one of our students really makes some progress in materials, and you can see the normal visualization and 2D plans. Also, we work with the products as well. And not only the faculty, the building of faculty, but we have our own exhibition center, which is dual, which is so we have our own house to present design and art in. So it's quite new project, and we are very happy to have this new or not new but renovated building from Milks. And to touch the public, we have also our billboard gallery, which also connects our faculty and work of the students with the people around. So you can see that we are trying to touch it, not even in the city, but also abroad. So we are taking part in Milan Design Weeks or even in Designbloks, and we are showing our work to the public, and we are happy to be part of kind of big shows such as Designblok or Milan Design Week, Oslo Design Week, and everything. Our students are also quite successful. And last, where we present our work in the center of Prague was the opportunity in the Designblok of 22. We were in the center, and we had their discussions and workshops right in the center of the Prague to meet or to reach better the people around. Also, we publish and support publications, and everything probably you need to know you can find that on our website. So that's it. So I hopefully you can know us better, and thank you for your attention, and I will look forward to see what's next. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Katerina. Definitely, we know better in this 2 minutes. You have so many studio-based education, and then we know the effort to make the balance between the craftsmanship and the new technologies. And now we know more about, because we know Czech design is famous for the ceramic and the classes, how you educate this part in the university. Thanks for the sharing. Well, we now have the fourth speaker ready online already. Patrik, Florian, from the Designblok, the PR manager.
Yeah, so first of all, thank you for having me, and thank you for inviting Designblok team for your design dialogue. I'm happy to present you maybe some basic information about the festival and also some inside information. And just to begin, I want to say that even though I'm quite new within the team of Designblok, as a team member, my personal journey with the fair is also quite deeper, as I used to serve as a jury member for the Designblok Awards contest and diploma selection. And so in the last year, I made this kind of switch to join the team, and it's quite nice to see how connected all the platforms are. Designblok, to begin, Designblok is the largest design and fashion showcase in Central Europe, and it was founded in 1999 by Jana Zelinsky and Jiří Macek. And so what is important to understand that first, it really served as a small platform just to showcase new collections by local designers, but also to present new collections by international companies, and to, the basic aim was also to bring more attention to design itself in the Czech Republic, because you can imagine that 25 years ago, the situation was very different. And that's also why we have decided to select the theme that is always some connection throughout the whole festival. So this year, for the anniversary, the topic will be journey. And so it's really important to understand that both Czech society, but also original design, have come a long way throughout the quarter of the century. So from the question what design actually is and what purpose it serves, we went through the first cooperation between the industry and designers, and we finally today reached the stage when the design is it's taken as a competitive advantage, but also kind of desired to deal with everyday situation, and also, to kind of find a way how to deal with even social problems and environmental issues and so on. So also just a note, I made the presentation quite self-explanatory. So in case, hopefully it will be available for you later, so you can find all the information about the fair. And so Designblok, from this really small event, became like one of the most important and influential events, cultural events in Prague, but also in Central Europe. Each year it welcomes more than, so before COVID, it was more than 50,000 visitors. Last year, we finally kind of were able to get back into the numbers. So we welcomed over 34,000 visitors from all over the world. And it's really important to say, and what's different with Designblok is, let's say, compared to other design fairs and professional fairs around Europe. So Designblok really attracts like the whole families. It attracts students, also tourists, senior citizens, and like, you know, all the families basically, because also the program and the feeling of the festival feels rather as a cultural event where you can eat well, you can get inspired, and you can go through different events and educational talks and discussions. So it has a lot of to offer. The really nice fact is that it also attracts like a lot of attention from both Czech and international media. So each year we have over 200 journalists coming to Designblok from all around the world. You can see all the countries, but there are even more, and some of them we don't even know about. And then we are happily surprised to read about Designblok in different media outlets. So also here you can see some examples. As I said, it's not static design showcase, it's rather event full of like interesting installations, but also shows, fashion shows, and performative exhibitions. So this year, what's also different for us, and it's quite new because Designblok throughout the history used like different locations, different venues to present the design. So finally, this year, we are so happy to announce that Designblok will be hosted in two very prestigious institutions, and that's National Gallery in Prague, in the Trade Fair Palace that you can see on the left image, and again for the third time, which is a beautiful cooperation between us and the Museum of Decorative Arts in Prague. Then, of course, it's important to say that the Designblok is also held like around the city, because the companies can join and they can present their collections also in the showrooms and galleries and concept stores, let's say. So the Designblok is divided into two basic concepts. The first one is Super Studio, that serves as a platform for companies, Czech ones and international ones as well, to present the new collections. And we are really happy that also the biggest companies, they use Designblok to really to pivot and to debut their new collections. And I just like talked yesterday to my colleague Kiana, and she told me a really interesting fact that at the beginning there were more international companies present at Designblok presenting the new stuff, but right now we are already at the stage that's almost 50-50 with the international companies such as Vitra, Moroso, Hyundai, Samsung. It's companies through like from the whole industry be present at Designblok, but then we have also the Czech companies that play a really big role. So here you can see some examples of the Super Studio exhibitions. So it's mostly it serves mostly for the product design that can be made like in big numbers, of course. Also, part of the Super Studio is our special exhibition called Family Silver, which we decided to create with the collaboration of Forbes magazine, which is also quite interesting way how to use Designblok as a media platform to connect with different media outlets. So this year, so Family Silver is mostly focused on the family-run businesses, and they can be either very new or very traditional. And this year we will also debut a collaboration with Vogue magazine that should be like the topic will be crafts. Again, these are some examples of the exhibitions, and you can really see that each company decides to take their exhibition differently. The second part of the program, or the day division of the exhibitors is Open Studio. And what maybe I have omitted, and it's important to say, as Designblok is commercial fair, the companies have to pay to be present and to present their news. So the Open Studio then is like another platform for individual designers, design studios, schools, students to present their product. And I'm really happy to say that the management of the fair decided to made it possible also for individuals to be present. And I think it creates a really nice dynamic. So the Open Studio prices are much lower than the Super Studio prices. And also it's important to say that the whole exhibition is curated. So we usually accept about between 40 and 50% of the applications. Let me continue. Again, here you can see some examples of the different installations from individual designers. We are also really happy that not only the Czech designers, but also international stars accept our invitation to Designblok. So in the past, like for example, Jaime Ayon was presenting at the festival J. Osgerby, Richard Hutton, Johannes Torpe, the studio Forma Fantasma, or the Polish studio Chmara Rozinke, or the Ukrainian designer Irina Juz, and actually many more. And this year, as you could have seen at the first picture that I presented, our special guest will be Dutch designer Ineke Hans, which I'm really looking forward to. Third part of the exhibition is another special exhibition project that is like balancing between art and design. And it's always, it's called Art House. It's always in a different location, and it's curatorial selection of, again, Czech and international designers and artists. And it's always kind of wow exhibition that you don't want to miss. So you can see some works from Ronnie Plassel, again Lasvit, and Tadeusz Podracki, many others. As I've already mentioned, also shops but also like random installation inside the city happens during the fair, which is very nice that we really try to activate the whole city, and the feeling might be similar to the Milan Design Fair for those of you who know how it goes. Another really important part of the fair is, as again I've already said it a little bit, it's the student design. So for the students, we have created, I think 9 years ago, the diploma selection contest, and the diploma selection presents 15 designers from the product design field and 15 designers from the fashion design. And it's a contest for, as the name suggests, for the diplomats from the universities. And last year, for example, we had over 170 applications from 47 schools and 13 countries. Unfortunately, I think that Hong Kong was not included last year, but let's see, maybe this year after this presentation, it could work. So what's really important about this contest is that we were able to create this really important jury for the diploma selection, and we have the most influential curators, gallery owners, buyers, but also theoretics from all over the world. So for example, the most famous gallerist, Italian gallerist Rosanna Orlandi, she became our regular guest like each year. Last year, we welcomed Menia Brikalin, the fashion director from Vogue Ukraine, but we also had people coming from Bulgaria, Louis Vuitton. We have Lina Kanafani, very famous curator and gallery owner of the Mint Shop in London. Giulio Capellini, one of the biggest producers from Italy. Stefan Hamel, curator from Italy. So Designblok really became also a platform where you can meet all those important people and do a lot of networking. And I always feel very proud to meet these people. And the nice fact is that they really started coming to Prague on a regular basis, and it's their favorite thing to do during the autumn. So here you can see some exhibitions of the product, student design, and then on Saturdays we always have this whole program of fashion shows presenting the student designers. At the end of the day, there is a big ceremony where the awards are when the diplomats can receive the awards. Apart from that, we created our own platform, which is called Designblok Talent Cards, and it's dedicated only to students. So every year, Designblok presents a selection of talented young students through the Open Studio concept. And it's, again, part of our mission to highlight the talents of the younger generation and to mix, you know, this commercial part of the fair with this very raw and conceptual arty design. One of the big parts of the fair is also Designblok Awards. And I'm really happy to say that last year we decided to change the whole process of the Designblok Awards, and we created for the first time like a whole international jury assembled by the president of the jury. So last year, the president was Anne-France Berthelon, French influential journalist, and the president can invite other members of the jury. So we really wanted to be as transparent as possible. And this year, I'm very happy to say that the president will be Dutch designer Ineke Hans, and also she invited Benedict Hobson, the co-owner or co-chief officer of the very important media platform Design. So there will be again the whole delegation coming to Designblok, and the Designblok Awards, they are here to kind of and show the best presentations of the fair. So from the categories, school presentation, furniture, lighting, home accessories, installation by a designer, installation by a manufacturer, and then we have a Grand Prix, which is, you know, a prize for extraordinary achievement, and also Veolia Award for Best Sustainable Design Project, which we have another jury only specialized in the sustainable and environmental design. Here you can see also an image from the ceremony, which again, it's always, as all parts of the program, is kind of interesting cultural event. It's not just like typical ceremony, but there's also performance within, and each year it has a different concept. So of course, apart the exhibitions by the exhibitors, there are also other events happening. We have a stage where you can, like, from the morning till dawn, you can really see like interesting lectures, conferences, design talks. We organize guided tours, workshops where you can actually like do some DIY things, and each year we support some charity projects, and we have a special day for children and students to see the fair. Yeah, here you can see Rosanna Orlandi. I think there's also Nora Feldbaum from Vitra coming to the fair, and many more. The last thing I want to present to you is our very new special project for this year. So as there's this big anniversary coming, we decided to create one more special exhibition. And so what's kind of unique about this exhibition called Designblok Cosmos is that it will be the largest traveling exhibition of Designblok. So fingers crossed we make it to Hong Kong as well. But the current plan is to kind of premiere this, let's call it container of the best from the best Czech glass design. We will debut it at this year Designblok, and we are planning to go to Milan Design Week next year. So, and of course, like the goal is to, as I kind of like mentioned, we were able to attract the international audience to come to Prague, but I think it's also the time to you know, go and showcase the Czech design that has like, of course, like big competitive advantage, and it has an amazing standard. So to present it also internationally. So there are some ideas how the interior could look like, and it will be again very visually effective, and it should attract a lot of attention. So there are some designers that will be present. Maybe some of them you may know, like Maxim Velchovský or Studio Dechem, or Tadeáš Podracký. Yeah, these are some examples from their portfolios. And yeah, maybe just that's one of the last things to say. I'm really happy that Jana and Jiří and the whole team of Designblok were able to create this whole ecosystem of the Czech design. And as Jitka from the Academy of Art and Architecture and Design in Prague, and also Katerina from the university in Ústí, they've both mentioned many names that were present at the Designblok, or they were awarded with the Czech Grand Design Award, which I like to mention that it's also organized by the team from Designblok for 17 years. And also from 2010, Jana and Jiří, they created this Czech original brand Czechy that was firstly made to create a platform where, again, individual designers can do limited series and actually made their ideas happen. So it's really nice to see how the Czech design market grew and how it's connected within. I also added some valuable information and contacts in case you would like to participate, and otherwise I will be more than happy to welcome you in Prague during October. And yeah, I'm happy to hear that there's a delegation planned from Hong Kong to come. So I will be really happy to meet you and give you a little guided tour through the festival. So thank you very much for your attention, and in case you have any question, just let me know.
Thanks a lot, Patrik. So we know the Designblok actually played the role to link the Czech design with the world, with so many events, right? The design exhibitions. So definitely, I think that from Hong Kong side, if we want to approach, have more collaboration, we can talking to Patrik directly or through Klara, right? I wanted to move on to the fifth speaker, David. David is from the Association of Czech Industry Design, Mr. David Karasek. He is a vice chairman of the board, co-founder and creative director of City. So David, you have your time, your stage to sharing your slides and introduce. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much. So sorry for this inconvenience. So I would like to present you. Our association of Czech industrial design. We are association with members which are all let's say renowned and very experienced Czech manufacturer. What is important for us, and what is, let's say, main criteria is that all of our members must be owned by Czech subjects, must manufacture, must have production in our country, and also systematically work with designers and with industrial design. So we have almost or more than 25 members, all small and middle-sized companies, and our main goal is to promote Czech design as a phenomenon, and promote design or Czech design from point of view of manufacturer. Definitely, we have some other goals and other agenda, like develop let's say general awareness among the public, protect intellectual rights and ownerships, and also exchange experience between members and other subjects. So this is our chair of the board, Martin Wichtele. I'm in the board. I am a member of the board. So this is a picture of our members. You can see that it is very various group of people standing behind successful and very interesting companies. As you can read, we have among us very new companies, but most of us has some long tradition. Most of them approximately 30 years, but two are much longer, from 19th, and one is in the older, which is very important and very interesting, because it proves that tradition of high-end industry in our country is very rich and very strong. This is a very short picture about where we are operating, or where we export our goods. You can see that it covers almost whole globe. And now I would like to briefly present all of our members. It's sectioned in, let's say, some groups regarding material or dedication of products. The first and maybe strongest group is from, let's say, glass industry. Two of our members are present in this event in Hong Kong now, Preciosa and Lasvit. But I would like to present you all of our members. BOMA is manufacturer who combine, or which combine tradition and high-end craftsmanship and new machinery, robotic attitude and robotic technologies. Their main product are lamps and other let's say glass work. The second is similar, but with a little bit different attitude. But also the main topic are lamps, in all kind of lamps, mostly blown by glass, but combining other materials. Lasvit, as I said, it's present in Hong Kong in this event, and it's very well known company in your area, in your part of or in this part of world. Yeah, it's another glass factory or glass company, but they are focused mostly for very interesting installation and spatial light and glass works and objects. Moser is one of very traditional company based in our country. Mostly produce small glass works and crystal tableware. Preciosa is another company presenting in Hong Kong now, and it's similar like Lasvit. Their main product and main focus are chandelier and also light installations, and they are operating as well over the globe. The other section, smaller section, is about porcelain. Ravak is well known and quite big manufacturer of bath and bath solutions, let's say, and installation with a really big mass production of their products. G. Benedict is a very traditional company for porcelain tableware. There is another area. It's sorry. It's we call this area home and public areas because it's about furniture, but not only, but similar sectors. Egoa is manufacturing outdoor furniture and some other products like skis. Sorry. Yeah. This is another company with name Fleisen. They are producing steel furniture for interiors with very high-end craftsmanship of this material. This is a company, Janoschik Windows and Floors. It's a really interesting small company which is focused on very sophisticated Windows solutions, not only standard Windows, but very complex Windows solutions and other installation for architecture. Elder Sitting is company who produce mostly seats and chairs and so on, and especially office furniture, also with quite big manufacturing in Czechia. MMCT is my company. We are focusing on a very specific sector. It's public space, and we design and produce street furniture mostly, but other design for public space with very big focus on many countries, including States and Asia as well. Postrin is a company who produce upholstery furniture with very nice and very advanced design, cooperating with Czech designers, but also international designers. Todus is a company who produce outdoor furniture, mostly garden furniture, let's say, with upholstery, but mostly made of stainless steel, cooperating with international designers and Czech designers as well. Ton is one of our let's say, most traditional company in our selection or within our members. Their tradition is going far to 19th century. They are very known for bandit furniture, furniture made of bent wood, mostly chairs, but also tables and other accessories, other furniture. WISPA is they are focused on spa solutions, pools and other very advanced and very sophisticated machines for relax. We have also watch manufacturer among our members. This is it. The name is Bohematic, and they are continuing of very long tradition of watchmaking in Czechia, with their small and but interesting collection of mechanical watches. Festka is a manufacturer of very high-end and sophisticated bicycles for different purpose. Sorry, the high quality and high-end design and high-end details. It's their significant sign. This is Kovap, something quite funny, because they continuing with tradition of very specific toys made of sheet metal and bended, and very nice and very interesting craftsmanship, very specific. And MNT is manufacturer, very experienced and very skilled experience of door fittings and other material, other products like this. So you can see that in our association we have quite various and very different companies. Many of them are family-run companies. All of them has very high-end cooperation with architects and also with designers, Czech designers, but also international designers. As you could see from my colleagues from Designblok, from Czech schools, universities, and they were speaking about quite famous and known and experienced Czech designers. All of them are let's say included in product portfolios of our members. So I think that this is very good to add to other point of view, to add the point of view of manufacturers, because we are who make the old design real. Yeah, so it's very important, and I know what I'm speaking about, because I'm designer and also owner of company, so I know very well this process. So this is a short sentence of our Prime Minister, Professor Fiala. He is also good attitude and good point of view on industrial design as a very important factor of country prosperity. Thank you very much, and thank you for loving Czech design.
Now we have the representative from the press officer, Ms. Magdalena Maxova, the Business Development Manager of the press officer, Lighting in Hong Kong. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. As mentioned, I'm Magdalena. I'm from Preciosa Lighting, and today I will take you to the beautiful world of Bohemian chandeliers. So let me take you to Crystal Valley. For over centuries, the events of royal families have been enlightening with beautiful and mesmerizing chandeliers. And what we are doing today is that we are elevating this tradition of Bohemian crystal craftsmanship through the contemporary designs. What we are doing is that we are creating luxury lighting for prestigious locations. And we are inspired by emotion, and our motto is, we connect people through the light. Let's have a look back into the tradition. First light was created in 1724 in a city called Kamenický Šenov in Crystal Valley. 300 years later, it's going to be 300 years next year, we have in our factory 4,500 wooden models. We are melting 625 tons of glass every year. 500 employees of Preciosa Lighting of in-house factories of employees are bringing over 300 projects globally every year. And soul and heart of Preciosa components is here in Crystal Valley, where the tradition of Bohemian craftsmanship remain unchanged over centuries. What is gem about Preciosa, or hidden gem, is our factory where we have 100 crafts under one roof. Hundreds of professions are working together to create these beautiful lighting. Hand cutting, brass casting, hand blowing. All of this to create amazing chandeliers. So a part of it, Preciosa Lighting, is part of bigger group because we are talking about design. I cannot forget to mention Preciosa Components, which works in fashion industry, which is part of design as well. So crystals of Preciosa can be seen on fashion brands like Gucci, Prada, Dolce & Gabbana. All these are embellished with Preciosa crystals. Let me take you to the small walk of Design Lab in Preciosa Lighting Factory.
Welcome to Crystal Valley. Here, crystal and light artistry is dreamt into life. Our tradition and history burns brightly. Feel the heat from the furnace and the passion from our artisans. We understand glass in all its shapes, forms. We breathe it, we shape it, we bring it to life. Touch the materials, discover old sketches. Wander with us to discover the exceptional. See how the light was created then and how we do it today. Our design lab is a playground, a space with unlimited design possibilities. Explore, discover, experiment, and play with the power of crystal and light. Let your imagination run wild with the options before you. Touch the metals, the fabrics, compare palettes. Hold the crystal up to the light to see it sparkle. Let these experiences inspire your designs. Create your one-of-a-kind dream lighting project with us. Here is a unique opportunity for designers to not only bring their lighting visions to life, but to be a close partner throughout the process. Let's create and play with crystal and light.
All right, let's move to another part of my presentation. I told you already who we are, and now I will present you some of our signature designs. Because if you are a designer, and I believe I'm here at the right place, I'm sure you're interested in how we are working. A first option is through our signature designs. Our signature designs are pre-designed, flexible design concepts which are ready to be customized. With these signature designs, we are using advanced technology, which helps us to create unexpected emotion. There's two options. Designer could choose from pre-designed options from Booklet. Alternatively, design their own sketch, which our in-house designers could bring to life. Let me introduce you those concepts. First is pearl curtain, and it's inspired by movement of curtain, and I have prepared a small competition for you. So in this video, in next video, you will see video of pearl curtain with interactivity. And my question will be, and you can raise your hand during the video, and I will ask your reply after, how this installation is being triggered. And you can, I have some prize for you as well.
I celebrate good times. I hide surprises that you can discover. It is a mystery what is behind me. Perhaps it's something curious, something exciting, something emotional. I play hide and seek with crystal and light. Years of bohemian crystal mastery have helped craft me, but I need you to bring me to life. To turn on the light, will you come and play? Without you, I am just a design. With you, we can connect people through light. Look to me. My name is Pearl Curtain.
So any idea how this interactive installation was triggered? Please don't be afraid. Yes, it was one emotion, and it was hugging under the chandelier. So thank you very much for it. And this is for you. Trimmings from Czech Republic. Don't worry about it. So another signature design, and I will jump a little bit quickly through these, is pearl drop, which is inspired by a pearl necklace. Second is pearl wave, which is inspired by pearls, and this is specially designed for boats, because Preciosa Lighting not only designs chandeliers for, let's say, houses and hotels, hospitality, but also for luxury yachts. There is another video with interactivity, and this chandelier is triggered by sound of clinking glasses.
Pearl wave is a concept which is inspired by the sea, the movement of the water, the waves, which is reflected in the overall shape, the geometry of this piece. And it also closes the gap between people who are usually underneath the chandelier and celebrating, enjoying an evening, and the light which is reacting by cheering the glasses.
Yes, exactly. This installation was pre-programmed to be light on once the visitors cheered with their glasses. Another installation which was awarded by Red Dot Award is Breath of Light, and this installation was 2 times interactive, and you can also guess how this is being triggered. So let's see the video. When I saw this for the first time, to me it was magical, and still is. I saw it many times. Actually, the installation was triggered by blowing into the first sphere, and once there were 4 together, and once all 4 were like blown in, they connected in the middle. Installation crystal spin, or signature design crystal spin, is inspired by polar lights. Diamond cloud, I believe not only women but also men are by nature attracted by everything what is shiny. So this installation is real gem, and it's called diamond cloud because it's inspired by diamond cut. Inspiral has also a special place in my heart because it's inspired by calligraphy, and we call it writing with light. I mentioned 2 options. First was signature design, so pick the existing design and customize it for each space. And second is creative collaboration, which is at the moment the most common way. And I will present you one case study about Mandarin Oriental. If we are working with designer from the scratch, it means that we first have a look on inspiration. At this case, it was Dubai National Tree, which is symbol for tolerance, and the second one was, I forget it, sorry. So let's see, we didn't do only design, but we also do animation. This was done for clients' better idea how it will look eventually. At the second stage, we also produced a one-to-one real mock-up in our factory, so client can review it and potentially can let us have their feedback. And there will be another competition. You can notice that there will be one difference between this one and the real one installation, which I show you later on. A little advice, focus on the part below. And let's have a look for a result.
This is a story about a little boy who had big dreams. His eyes saw what others couldn't see. Where others saw a desolate desert, he saw a vast city full of palaces and beauty. Where others saw a lonely, abandoned gaff tree, he saw a crystal oasis and heard the bubbling of pure water. Some think this story is just a fairy tale, but I know it happened and is still happening, and you were a part of it. When you grow up, you will build your own crystal oasis. This will be a place where you can meet your family and friends and enjoy their company.
So this is how it looks when a designer brings their vision to life with Preciosa lighting. Any idea what was different between the prototype and the final design, final installation? Okay, it was this part below this one. It was a little bit different. There were no diagonal parts. This is all from my side. Thank you very much for having me. Please do not hesitate to reach me after the presentations, and you can follow us on Instagram, Preciosa Lighting. Thank you very much.
Well, thanks for sharing this wonderful design story behind those products, right? Especially the signature creates. Yeah, we have another from another Czech brand, Lasvit. Mr. Vojtech Havrda, the Associate General Manager of the Lasvit, Hong Kong. Let's welcome Vojtech. Yeah, it's your time.
Hi, everyone. How are you today? Great, such an inspiring day today. Thank you so much for involving us so that I can also share, after all the inspiration talks that you had heard before, a little bit about how we at Lasvit help or try to help designers and architects and our clients create unique spaces that make people feel something positive, something inspiring. But before I do that, let me share a little bit of our own story. Imagine you're in a completely dark space, can't see anything, you don't know where you are. What does that make you feel like? What does that make you feel of? Imagine you're in a completely dark space. How do you think you would feel? Fear, maybe anxious. Light brings spaces alive. When light and space interact, a unique sense of place is created. And together with emotions, feelings are created. This is what generally leads to memories, which people remember. So that's why you remember visiting certain places. You remember how you felt when you were there, and maybe you want to come back. Maybe you want to tell your friends about it. And that's what we try to do when we work with other designers and architects. We try to create spaces that evoke positive feelings of something inspiring, something sublime. Our work predestines us to be a spatial company. We work with architects and designers, lighting consultants all around the world to design installations, sculptures, wall features that help to bring spaces alive, to help add something special. We, of course, built on a very long tradition of Czech glassmaking. Glassmaking is a craft that has been passed over many, many generations in Czech. And today, it's that craft that helps us push the boundaries of what's possible when working with glass. We're very lucky that the materials that you use in glass production are of the best quality in Czech. It's the best quality of materials you can find pretty much anywhere in the world. And we are very fortunate that this is something that we can work on. Apart from that, since Lasvit was founded in 2007, we were very fortunate to collaborate with some extraordinary designers and learn from them and help them materialize their ideas and concepts. Through those collaborations, we've been able to complete more than 2,500 installations all around the world for different types of spaces. We genuinely believe that when you create something special in a place, the emotions that this evokes are not just for a selected few, the designers and the clients and owners of the spaces. They're for everyone who visits spaces, so that people can feel uplifted, passionate, and inspired. This is what we try to always think about in our work. How do we create something that makes people feel inspired, makes people feel good? And I've prepared a few concepts, few references to share with you that hopefully might be inspiring. In many of our collaborations, we build the inspiration based on the local heritage, on the history of the places that we work with, whether that's inspiration by pearl divers in Kuwait, or by Art Deco architecture in Marrakesh, or by the city lights of New York streets, or by the history of Victoria Dock sites, where now K11 and the Rosewood Hotel are, which used to be a place where trains and ships met together, and it was a place full of steam, and it's something, it's a place that people connect with industrial times, let's say. I'm gonna skip the video, but our installation for Asima Mall, which is a large shopping mall in Kuwait, was inspired by the fishing net of pearl divers and their forgotten stories. And the large installation fills a huge space. It's a dynamically lit installation, which means that, as was shown in the previous presentation, we create motions of light through the works. Mamunia in Arabic means safe haven. This was very well known to some of its popular guests, such as Charlie Chaplin, Paul McCartney, Ronald Reagan, Winston Churchill. We take inspiration from this. The hotel opened in 1929 and is now being renovated. And the work, we would like to think so that if Lasvit was alive in 1929, we would have designed an exactly the same installation, so that we take inspiration from the Art Deco architecture styles and the traditional patterns in the Moroccan architecture. I'm sure everyone knows the history of Hong Kong and the Victoria Dock sites, which used to be a place of steam. So we worked with, a few years back, we worked with the New World to design a steampunk machine, which is an artwork designed by our art director, Maxim Velchovsky, mostly made of metal. The installation itself blows steam to the sides as if it was a steampunk machine on a train, which is something that you can see when you walk into the K11 and you walk below the feature. The installation is an interactive feature that combines motions of light, the steam, and music that you can hear all around the space. 111 West in New York is called the thinnest skyscraper in the world. It's also the tallest tower in the Western Hemisphere. And Lasvit was very fortunate to do more than 30 installations all around the space. Some of them are indoor, some of them are outdoor. They're very decorative. And for us, this was one of the first projects where our work was perceived to be really integral part of the architecture, working with metal as opposed to glass to create decorative columns and structures that you can see all around the spaces. Peak Restaurant in Hudson Yards, on the other hand, takes inspiration from the let's call it geometry of the New York streets, and where you have main streets that are sort of combined with smaller streets that were always part of New York as it was developing, and it's a combination of horizontal and vertical long, very even lines. And so when you're at the restaurant, you're looking out into the city through the installation that takes inspiration from the environment around itself. So this was in some of our works we take inspiration from local heritage. We also do a lot of work for private residential spaces, where the approach in our collaboration with designers is much more personal. We work directly with the clients to celebrate their memories. Some memories are very private in families. Some memories become, you could call them collective memories, such as the work that was inspired by Princess Grace in Monaco. But I'll get to that in a second. In London, for a residence called Escher, our designers worked with the family because around the villa there is a large garden, and the family was hoping to bring some of the colors and shades of the flowers inside. And so we worked with the family and sketched out concepts based on the flowers that they have in their garden, and then brought those colors into the interior. In Monaco, we were inspired by a very monumental moment from 1956 when the American actress Grace Kelly became the Princess of Monaco, and the wedding was estimated to be watched by more than 30 million people all around the world. And when we were designing a work for a private clubhouse, 39, we took inspiration from the flowers that Princess Grace was carrying during the ceremony. Nature is an endless source of inspiration for us in our work, whether that's preserving flowers or greenery in glass, or whether being inspired by the ice caves of mountains in Switzerland, or by the coral reefs of the Gulf of Thailand. Who remembers when they were in high school and they were drawing flowers in the pages of a book? Have you done that before? Right. Flowers are very fragile, and they keep their beauty for not very long. That's why we created the concept of herbarium, where we pour hot liquid glass over flowers, burning them in that process, and imprinting their shapes into the glass itself. In one of our projects, this is a residence, the family brought flowers from their trip around Europe, and then they gave us the flowers and they asked us to imprint them into the glass so that it's a memory that will, be with them in their home forever. Herbarium is a concept of preserving nature in glass that you can then build on to use in different types of spaces. Let's go to Geneva. Our work with the Cartier brand around the world has brought us to Geneva, where we try to recreate the experience of hiking or walking through the mountains in Switzerland and exploring the endless large ice caves. So when you walk into the space, you walk through 55 square meters of slumped glass panels that are inspired by the surface of ice. We had to use 2 tons of glass that we sort of baked, slumped, to create this impression of ice cave. On the other hand, many people travel to Vietnam, to the Gulf of Thailand, because of the exceptionally clean water, which means that it's one of very few places in the world where you can still see coral reefs. And so we try to celebrate this very unique natural element that's very rare to see these days, by creating an installation that not only includes glass, but also partly video mapping effects that bring the installation actually alive, just as it does when you were, as if you would be swimming in the ocean, to see it for yourself. You can work with glass and other materials to not just create lighting elements, to create lighting motions. You can actually create real motions. In some of our installations, we work with the designers to create a motion in the sculpture itself. In our collaboration for a private hospital in Abu Dhabi, Lasvit designed a gigantic pendulum that draws into a surface of sand based on drawings that the guests that come can draw onto a screen. It's a way of relaxing, and Supernova is, I guess you could call it, one of our signature pieces, inspired by supernovas in the space and by the reflections that are studied by scientists. Supernova is a kinetic installation made by hundreds of hand-blown glass pieces that all move in unison to create these motions. And in one of our collaborations for a private residence in Guangzhou, the client was inspired by feathers, and so we created a statement piece, something that the owner can share with his friends when they come over. It's an installation that can move, that doesn't always have to move. It's a showpiece that you can showcase when you have friends over. And last but not least, combining light and music can create some of the most unique experiences. I don't have the sound here, but this is our work for the Prince Mahidol University in Bangkok. This is also the seat of the Thai National Orchestra. It's a concert hall which is part of the university campus. The architecture of the building itself is inspired by a brain. And when the building was finished, the owner approached Lasvit to ask them to create an installation that would help to connect the whole campus and outdoor with what is actually happening inside. And so we designed neurons, which is an installation inspired by the neurons as in brain cells. And when there is a concert happening in the performance in the concert hall, we listen to the music. We turn the music into signals, then turn the light on and off. And based on what kind of music is being played, we then create real-time motions of light that you can see from hundreds of meters away, so that it creates a connection between the viewer, even though he's outside, and what's happening in the concert hall. Our very recent work for the St. Regis in Jakarta is building on a similar idea of creating this oasis of calm and therapy by listening to the piano that a musician is playing in the lobby and then translating that into the light that travels through the installation. We try to tell stories through our collaborations. We do have Lasvit does have standard products as well, but our team in Hong Kong and our teams around the world focus mostly on collaborating with designers, architects, lighting consultants, art consultants in developing concepts that are unique, that are original, that make people feel something positive and that can tell a story. So when we approach designers and architects, our first question is usually, what story do you want to tell? What is the story that you want to create, and how can we help you with that? Thank you.
Oh, thanks, Veda. So I got the two keywords from his introduction: space design and emotion. So we end off the first section from the Czech design side. Shall we have another round of claps to thank all the 7 speakers from the Czech side? Yeah. So time issue, we need to shorten our Q&A section a little bit. Yeah. So first of all, I'd like to invite questions from the floor. Any questions for our Czech speakers? Here we had Magdalena and Vojtech, and also we also have the online speakers. Yeah. Any questions? Maybe I can throw the first question to Professor Eric Ying. Yeah. Professor Eric Ying is a chairman of the Hong Kong Design Center and also the professor of our School of Design. Yeah.
First of all, thank you for the wonderful presentations that definitely give us a better understanding of the designs in the Czech Republic. I have a question for the Design Center, Czech Trade. In the presentation, one of the slides actually saying that the pillar of work or pillar of programs that they do is to enhance the collaboration between designers and manufacturers. Is there any way that you can elaborate on that? What kind of a program that you actually have done or going to do to enhance this kind of collaborations?
I think the question is for Pavla, right? Pavla, the first speaker from the Design Center, Czech Trade.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. Yes, so the collaboration between the designers and manufacturing is now in the program Credit Designs, which is the subsidy for the manufacturing, as I said, as the small and medium companies for the designers. Support is maximum 2,000 Czech crowns for the designers. And it depends with the company, the company can either create a product or redesign their product according to the design, and they got money from the government. So the cooperation, I would say, is to make the product of the companies more competitive in the world. Is that enough? This answer, or do you need to know more?
So did you actually do the matchmaking, or you provide funding?
Yes.
So you create a platform for designers and manufacturers to collaborate?
Yeah, the platform for the designers is the designers database of Czech Trade. As I mentioned, more than 120 designers by now mentioning in this design address book, and all the designers are still subscribing. So now we are looking for Czech designers. Actually, it has to be Czech designers. They have to be based and working in Czech Republic. So this address book is only for the Czech designers. And for the cooperation with the manufacturing enterprises, as I said, now the subsidy, which is called the design credit. It will continue for 3 years, starting this January. Every year the subsidy will be announced a new one. So for this year, it started in January and it will continue till, actually the subsidy continues till end of July, and the manufacturing has to be created till end of September. And the subsidy is paid ex post. So after everything is finished and it's agreed by the government, as I said, the subsidy is under Ministry of Culture. So when Ministry of Culture agrees everything, the money is paid afterwards.
It's okay, thank you.
You get your answer? So I think this is just kickoff, right? Yeah, a lot of details, we can get more information later. I have another questions online for Jitka, Sosova. Jitka, are you there?
I'm certainly here, sure.
Yeah, can you answer the question quickly, shorter? So the audience actually asked you, your works that just mentioned sounds very interesting. Any international exhibitions that you have done or will do, can you share a little bit more? Maybe give some clue about that. Yeah.
Such a great question. So I included some of them in the presentation. So you might have noticed that some of them were featured at the expo in Dubai. But what is actually more interesting for us is a long-term cooperation. And at the time, we are mostly focused on the European fairs. So annually, every year, we go to Milano, to Salone del Mobile. Usually we prepare a project specifically for that for the platform. The same strategy we employ for the Dutch Design Week, especially in Eindhoven, because there is a brilliant design school, so it's almost pre-made for us for cooperation. Those are the two highlights. And then we tend to cooperate on a peer-to-peer basis. So we have a program, a strategy, a protocol in place that we can employ at the drop of the hat with partners.
Yes, so thank you. Thank you for the answer. I think this gives some clues for our audience, right? Same again, later we can approach Klara. Klara, you play a very important role to make the linkage, right? Yeah, okay, so we have to finish this second section, the introduction of the Czech design here. Thanks again for all the speakers, and we will take 10 minutes break. Same for the online audience. Come back 10 minutes later. So we take 10 minutes break, coffee break here. Thanks, see you soon. So welcome back. Hope you quite enjoyed the last section about the Czech design, which is a little bit long, but really fruitful, right? So hope you really enjoy it. Now we move to the Hong Kong sections. The Hong Kong section, the title is Hong Kong Design, Education and Development for the Future Generation. So we starting from our first speaker, Professor Kun-Pyo Lee from the PolyU Design School. Professor Lee, it's your time.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, colleagues in Hong Kong and also Czech Republic. This is my pleasure to share that introduce about PolyU design. My name is Kun-Pyo Lee, Dean of School of Design, the Hong Kong Polytechnic University. Actually, you know, when the Consulate General, Miss Klara approached me, I'm very glad because we already begun to have collaboration with Czech by having interesting story, Hong Kong and Czech. Our graduate, Daniel, who graduated from our PhD program, currently he is assistant professor of the university in Czech already. So we physically connected together. Already we have been doing that kind of collaboration. Today I learned many different aspects of the Czech education industry. Very interesting. There are many things we can collaborate together. So PolyU School of Design, this is the building, the Innovation Tower, School of Design, that building, okay? So let me introduce a short video for introducing you, okay? So that is our school, overall the image of our school. And as I said, this building is very famous design, designed by the legendary architect Hadid. And we are located inside of this. And we have our vision to become world top 10 design school, leading design-driven innovation for creating sustainable impact of future. That is our vision we set up. And for doing that, we have really good team of our international faculty members and students and all the academic staff. We have about 1,000 students, 700 undergraduate students, about 200 master program, 70 PhD program. So we have full-fledged design education. We have 62 academic staff, full-time academic staff, and also supporting research staff about 70. So this is who we are. And how good we are in the world. In the QS ranking, in the subject of art and design, we are world 16th out of 2,574 design schools in the world. That's, I think, amazing achievement with all together our faculty members, our students. So today, how we come out with that, our vision. We had a task force to thinking about what should we teach in the future. So we have a look at what big changes and paradigms we are facing so that we can address those issues for our strategy. So first of all, we realize that currently rule of game for design is changing. Okay? Look at that. Now these different companies, they are competing each other. In the past, normally Sony, Samsung, LG, maybe home electronic company, they compete each other. Toyota, Hyundai, Mercedes-Benz, maybe automobile company, they compete each other. And Apple, Amazon, Facebook, they compete each other. But now, rule of game is mixed, and they're competing each other. Likewise, our education, then what should we teach? If industry, every big business area is changing rule of game, then what should we teach as a designer? That's a really, really serious issue we should address in education. The other one is also design problems are changing, okay? Traditionally, design problems are mainly how does it look, okay? That's what designer's problem is now. But look at this, how design has been changing. Currently, mobile phone, normally what traditional designer is doing is just designing where the camera and so on. Almost gone. No visual matters. There is nothing left for visualization, okay? But it was, first Apple, they're talking about, we are not talking about only product. We are talking about user and phone interaction, okay? Here comes interaction design, okay? We need to really think about interaction design. After that, that Starbucks, the CEO of Starbucks saying that we are not coffee company, we are socializing company. That means that experience, okay, we are dealing with the experience, how school should educate our students to invisible matters of the user experience. Then further than that, the last 10 years, there are many service companies like Uber, Airbnb, and those things. It's not only material and experience together, but whole customer journey over the time. Here comes service design. But now even go further, Google, they have ecosystem, big platform. Okay, look at that. The designer's problem we need to tackle start from simple product, interaction, experience, service, now whole complex system. Okay, no single designer, no single discipline can claim this is mine. Okay, so that's the really big challenges for us. Also, I know that from last November, all of a sudden, AI, ChatGPT, that is disruption. Okay, big now. Okay, so AI is beginning to design as well. Okay, AI can easily draw. AI can to create something for human being, replacing designers' tool. What should we do? If we designers try to really tackle that address, otherwise our design discipline will be disappeared. Okay, that's a very scary. Okay, so digital transformation, open AI, ChatGPT, and all those things. That's a really big issue. Okay. So what? So that kind of big design problem become a complex system, and also AI and those things are really, really the changing digital transformation. So we set up, the PolyU design strategy. How are we gonna really address those the serious challenges? So, in overall, we place our school design as a future envisioning people based on human understanding. Look, this is how engineers and technology people are creating future. Based on present, what kind of technology do we have? Then future will follow the technology, not the other way around, okay? So that's how, technology driven innovation. For example, if you have a flexible display, future will be flexible display. Okay? But designer had a unique skill set to understand human being, understanding society and scenarios and so on and so on. So we designers should be in the other way, so that designers mingle with the users and community and society as a lab to understand, so that they can envision the future. Then they hand over to technology, engineers. Look, this is what the future is about. Please develop technology for realizing the future scenario. Okay, I think that's how we designers role to something. So many people talking about AI-led design, but designers should do design-led AI. Okay, that's what I'm thinking about. Okay, so we set up strategy one. We try to have a digital transformation. Hong Kong is unique, but we do not have a big company, digital company, IT company like Samsung, Huawei, Alibaba. But so we try to do, surf with the high-tech wave of fourth industrial revolution, digital transformation, so that we currently we are involving AI design lab with the Royal College of Design, so that how design can do for AI. And also recently we have set up future research center for future mobility, so that how design really can dance with technology to tame them, so that satisfy more human being. Okay, and also annual graduate show. For example, 2 years ago, we have every year annual graduate show. 2 years ago, we could not invite any physical visitors to look around the annual graduate show. So our university, our school is the first kind of school to create a completely immersive virtual show. Let me show you the example, okay? Can you click this, please? So, look at this. So how annual graduate show we can change with the digital technology. Particularly, we cannot invite any visitors. So this is how we created, very immersive, so that you can zoom in, zoom out, likewise, actually you are here. And if you find out any interesting things, you can click and zoom in and look at around, okay? Interestingly, with this digital virtual show, some student got the job actually. So some company, they approach this one, look at this, I like this student, okay? So they got the job, okay? This is one of the, our example, okay? And also, all those, I ask our faculty members, look, AI, ChatGPT, all DALL-E 2, the Mid-Journey, all those AI tools is no longer our threat. This is a new tool. We should try, okay? Maybe some discipline, they are really afraid of that, they will copy assignment, thesis, and so on, so on. We need to really take this more proactively. So there are 2 ways we do. One is digitizing, the other one is digitalizing. Digitizing is something like you scan hard copy, make a digital file. That's what digitizing, simple digitizing. But what we want to do is the digitalizing, okay? Currently, look at this annual show digitalizing, okay? It's not only changing analog data into digital data, but we think about big digital things, okay? Like a Nintendo, look at Nintendo. Nintendo used to be Japanese poker card maker, but they completely changed as a game company with digitalizing, okay? I think that's the one we think about that. Look at this currently, if you input text, ChatGPT come out with text. If you input text and the image, DALL-E 2 and those things come out image, okay? All those things happen. That they can draw, they can argue, they can draw the insight on whatever. Then what's the design role? I'm thinking about this way, okay? We designers are unique to think society as our lab, understand all the users and society people through the big data, understand, so that we have understood experience, then input right question to text. So designer's role is more initiating right text to be inputted. So imagine you use big data, collecting all the interaction or what the experience data and so on. You input them, ChatGPT, ask them to change that or more insight. So they will come out with the insight, transform into design principle, that input to DALL-E 2, they create something, okay? I think that's what our proactive role to how to use that, our ever-changing digital tool, okay? The other one, strategy 2, is that GBA is where world-leading IT industry are there, okay? Huawei, Alibaba, and all the big company, it's just 30 minutes away by the car from Hong Kong, okay? We need to really work closely together, okay? So that's the big opportunity. So we think that any country, including Hong Kong and Czech, 3 organizations need to work together. One is top is government, the other one is industry, the other one is school. Okay, so government supports money for schools so that they increase their competitiveness. Okay, industry give us project education, then we feedback by knowledge. Okay, and those things triad collaboration. For school-wise, okay, we got many money, a lot of money from government, so that we do many research, but more or less fundamental research, basic research. Outcome from basic research requires maybe 10 years to be implemented. But what designers more or less need to apply the research, direct working with the industry. So we try to really promote that the applied research with the industry so that we establish SD Plus, our own design consultancy. Their role is to contact industry, bring the project, link them together. Also, we have Likashung Design Innovation Center for entrepreneurship. Okay? So, and also we have PhD program, which is more fundamental research so far, but now we are about to create new professional degree, Doctor of Design, so that more practice-based design. So many industry people, academia, they can do that professional doctoral degree. So we have the two different roads for the doctoral degree. So this is one example from our recent outcome from SD Plus. We have many research projects with Huawei, you name it, TCL, and many big companies, legal company, and so on, so on. Working very well so far, okay? And also, our third strategy is that interdisciplinary education and research. We used to have a very silo style of the design department, but now we need to have a more interdisciplinary education. So year one, we create design foundation. So there's no department, okay? They learn a bit of everything for universal skill set, digital literacy, marketing, and those things, okay? From year two, before jumping to specific program, they have different cluster. One is product experience, then communication, then environment, then service and social design. Okay, service design, we create the new program. Okay, then in third year they have more in-depth study. In final year they combine them together to do research. So in the past so far, in the end of the year we have graduate show. We used to have individual students, they have their own product output, but now we are more encouraging that different program students get together, have as a team, integrated capstone, so that they can have more impactful large-scale design. For example, this one is some example. The question, design question was how we can change coronavirus quarantine experience more enjoyable. Okay, that's a big project. So that's the example. How we're going to do interdisciplinary education. Then strategy 4 is our entrepreneurship. Okay, look at this. This is all the company, all the design agency. Our students get a job. Okay, they about they graduate, they prepare portfolio and get a job. This is what we do. But in the future, and more things, that kind of big job is disappearing. What if everyone in an advanced economy will be self-employed person? What should we do? Okay. So we need to really think about that changing. So we create something more design entrepreneurship supporting incubation center. Okay. For example, in School of Design, we already have excellent our alumni, young alumni. In Hong Kong, we have logistic big company, that unicorn company, that's a GoGoX. One of the co-founder is our design background. It's not only that kind of logistic service company, but also in London, one of our alumni, they have a unique that startup to have interaction design, new way of interaction, and those things. So we recognize entrepreneurship startup is very important, okay? And finally, new local, okay? Hong Kong is well known to country to manufacturing like a toy and watch and so on, but that's no longer true. You have big market of healthcare, aging, and hospitality, tourism, okay? In a year, more than 55 million visitors coming to Hong Kong, right? How we really address the issue of that about changing Hong Kong local market, particularly Hong Kong local market industry structure, more than 90% are service industry, including banking, hotel, retail, everything. So we create service design department, okay? And also we really emphasize our students, not only making beautiful emotional design, but more accountable social design, okay? We designer need to not to answer the question about how to design, but why design, more social things. One of our graduate, Kevin, he has his own startup for cycling economy, the sustainable economy, okay? Look at this.
Hong Kong is a very materialistic city, and we throw away 13,000 tons of solid waste to a landfill every single day. We do have a lot of people. We are a very dense city. Things are moving too fast. Throwing stuff away is the cheapest way to deal with the items. The plastic recycling center is, I think, almost a football field of size. They collect all kinds of plastic from different organizations. Even so, they have such a big facility. They're only processing about 0.2 to 3% of plastic waste we are throwing out every day. So obviously there's a big problem that we need to solve. My name is Kevin Jung. I'm a product designer, and I'm a champion against the waste of Hong Kong. I decided, well, rather than keep using new material to make new product, can we use old material and make new product? This is a boom bottle, and it's made out of the plastic bottle from the hospital. It's a medicine bottle, and it houses all the speaker components, and it becomes a sound box. And back then, nobody knows what upcycling is. But luckily, through these few years, a lot of media are covering the idea of upcycling. People start to understand.
So this is one of the examples, our recent graduate, that one, okay? So, thank you. I think this is image shows that in the early history of America, the way of their claiming their territory, you ride a horse, you run fast, you claim, right? Likewise, I think in this digital transformation, in this new paradigm, it is still Wild West. There is no clear winner yet for tools in computational design. So we School of Design, with an excellent team of academics and students, we try to really clear, okay, to run fast, claim this one, Hong Kong Polytechnic University School of Design. Thank you.
Thanks, Professor Lee. I'm also working in the School of Design PolyU. Now you see how challenged to work in a top design school. So we are talking about the digital transformation, but also teaching the student our research and the knowledge transfer. So I think this is also the reason we want to have more international collaboration with new friends from Czech. Yeah. And then we move on to the second speaker, also from the education part in Hong Kong. Dr. Lei Lian Ong, the principal of the Hong Kong Design Institute.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Lei Lian Ong. I'm principal of Hong Kong Design Institute. The following presentation, I'll give you a very brief introduction of the institution. HKDI is a leading design institution under Vocational Training Council in Hong Kong. Vocational Training Council is an organization semi-government funded by the local government, providing vocational and professional education and training. So our students are very much based on skill training, hands-on, a lot of projects attached to industry for real-life experiences before they graduate. So HKDI has actually two arms. One is we provide 2-year higher diploma program for secondary school leavers. And the other one is we also provide part-time lifelong learning programs for working adults. So for academic higher diploma program, we have 4 departments offering over 20 design programs in architecture, interior product design, communication design, digital media, fashion, and image design. And this is the current programs provided for the working adults. These are not meant to be remembered. I just want to show you on the circle bit the widespread of different courses under this category. There are some short courses and professional certificate, professional diploma programs. Coming back to education, about articulation pathway, you see on the bottom row, senior secondary school student, 6 years, they come to us after they finish their diploma in secondary education and also other equivalent diploma programs. And then they come to us for 2 years. Upon graduation, they are called higher diploma graduates. And they have 2 choices. Either they go directly to employment, which is very much our mission of HKDI, pre-employment training, or they could choose to continue their study. Either the top-up degree that we collaborate with overseas university, or they can enter local university. Now, these are the current education partners that we have worldwide. Yeah, now that we have a number of universities introducing themselves today from Czech, there are areas that I've seen already, some of the design aspects that we can potential collaborate. So some of the snapshot before COVID, of course. So we collaborate with our overseas partner in terms of staff, student exchange, student project, and also we invite some of the professor or industry partner to HKDI, and be a visiting fellow to teach and provide coaching and share their experience with our students. Collaboration, very much emphasized in HKDI. Local partnership, so you can see here on the top row, your left-hand side, Hong Kong Denim Festival, which is a cultural and design event that we have held twice in Hong Kong over the span of a 3 weeks period. Engaging industry partners, exhibition, mini bazaar, and also students. And some of the MTR project and also with local fashion designer and international designer Vivian Tam, for example. International partnership, we also collaborate with V&A Exhibition Fashion from Nature in Shenzhen. And also we brought students out to different venue for participation in international exhibition and showcases such as the Milano exhibition in 2019. And the bottom row, we collaborate with overseas universities such as Ravensburg University in a student project. So they learn from each other through the project. In HKDI, we have this platform we call Knowledge Center. These are the platform and facility where we bring in industry project for students and staff to collaborate, to work, applied research. Yeah, so just a couple of examples. Center of Communication Design, a lot of artifacts donated by local designer, where students could actually look at them, learn, and also do applied research. And another one, for example, the middle one, Fashion Archive. We have over 1,000 collections spanning from 19th century to up-to-date one, so students can also learn of the development of fashion, not only in Hong Kong, in China, but also international fashion development. On a regular basis, the institution bring in organized master lecture series. This is specifically bringing in our partners from overseas to share their experience and give lecture, workshop to our students. So these are some of the examples. So because of COVID, as you can see, we moved to hybrid mode. Yeah, but now situations is much better. We are bring them back face to face, which is much better, I think. Yeah, the interaction with the lecturers and the students. Gallery. This is a very important part of HKDI, a feature also. We bring in 3 to 4 international museums to the campus as what we call expanded learning programs for our students. We cannot afford to send all the students, 4,000 students over the 2 years to overseas to look at the museum, but we can afford to bring in the international museum into our campus, so to benefit our local students as well as the general public, because we also open to the community. So here we have Dai Fujiwara from Japan, Design Dust, Spain. Tim Yip is an Oscar-winning director, artistic director, and he also brought his work to exhibit in our campus, and also Red Dot exhibition. These are also only some of the examples in the past years. And this year, we have brought in 3. One is Beyond 100, which is collaborating with Sheffield Hallam, one of our partners overseas. And the center one, Hilozoism, is an arts and technology exhibition from local artists and international artists, including Canada and also Italian. We brought in this for very obvious reason, because recently we have launched a very new program, Higher Diploma in Arts and Technology. So this is also to benefit our students. And the third one, Wastage, is a very recent one. Only 2 weeks ago we opened from Design Museum in London, talking about the waste, how upcycling, and also how to save the waste, basically. And therefore to stimulate our students' inspiration about how to, what are the considerations in terms of saving and protecting environment before they think about their design. We take students out very much to encourage them to participate in international competition. This is one way of very much a learning process. And these are some of the results in the past 2 years. PX3 Gold Award is a photograph students. I don't know if you can guess the venue of this. Where is this taken? This is 戏剧中心, 戏剧中心, yeah? The Opera House in Hong Kong, yeah? And the Red Dot Award, the second one is the baby stroller, is specifically designed for vision impaired parents, yeah? So Red Dot Award. And then the bottom one on your left, also Red Dot Award, Best of Best. It's a tableware. It's not an easy award granted from Red Dot. And actually this design has been picked up by the Young Industrialist Council, and it's already manufactured and it is already in the market. So this is a very, very first commercializing project from our students. So we are really proud of him. And also some DFA Award, Young Design Talent Award, which sponsored students to go overseas to work or to study for 1 year. So these are their achievements. Other than students, we also encourage colleagues to do applied research. These are some of the examples. So we have high heel footwear. They actually protect the ladies' feet, basically. So particularly, you know, we like to wear high heels, don't we? And this is particularly useful for air hostess. Yeah, because they have to stand long hours. So it sort of relieves the tension and the pressure. Yeah. And the other one, also Red Dots Design Award, 3D heat conductive knee sleeve, particularly for elderly, to protect their elbow and the knee, because it's sort of temperature adjustable. So make them feel comfortable. And it's also very fashionable, so people don't feel that, you know, they are wearing something, you know, not very nice. So I conclude that this is what we've done in HKDI. I'm very pleased to hear a lot of university and also the local industries. We will contact them and to see if there's any collaboration, particularly the local industry, you know, Preciosa, yeah, because we are also building up a small a lab, a hub for ceramic and glass workshops. So there may be something we could invite expertise from your company to share your experience with our students, so for their inspiration and for their experience. Thank you very much for the invitation.
Thanks, Doctor. Starting networking already to get resources from the Czech design. So yeah, we have to quickly go to the third speaker from the Hong Kong design set. And we have actually the Czech speaker represent the Design Center in Czech, right? And also Association of Industry Design. Now we have the representative of the Hong Kong Design Center. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Sylvia. Not an easy job today, pronouncing all the very difficult pronunciations. And so I'm not going to talk about the center as a whole because I only have 10 minutes, and somehow my colleagues gave me 50 slides to go through. We are the Hong Kong Design Center, so we are the government strategic partner in promoting design in Hong Kong. And so you have just seen we have wonderful design schools in Hong Kong. Always tell KP that to me you're already the top 10 design university in the world, so that's not your goal, you're already there. And obviously Dr. Ong, HADI, wonderful vocational professional training institute for design. And so they have wonderful graduates, and many of them of course go on to work for different firms. But some of them actually want to start their own company, their own label, their own brands. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. Design Center have many programs. So actually, Dr. Ong mentioned about the Young Design Talent Award. Professor Lee spoke about Kevin. Kevin is actually last year's Young Design Talent Award winner. So he will receive $500,000 from us, as very generously sponsored by the Hong Kong government, to go abroad to work 1 year to further his expertise in producing sustainable design and upcycling. But I'm going to focus on the middle, the nurturing programs, where we have incubation programs focusing not on individual designers, but designers, young graduates, startups in design. So people who are actually coming out, put them themselves out to open their firms. So we have two programs. One is called the Design Incubation Program, DIP. The other one is Fashion Incubation Program, FIP. So I'm not going to go through the words, but I'm just going to give you an overview. So it's a 2-year program for young startup design firms within the first 3 years. So we provide a series of assistance to them, subsidies. We were looking at people with a wide design spectrum. So every design discipline. So it's good for your students to actually learn about this. I think you need to come here and actually go to DI to promote these programs more. So novice designpreneurs, initial startup, give them business support, and already mentioned, started within 3 years. So what do we give them? It's actually around $500,000 of subsidy. Most importantly, you give them office space, because in Hong Kong, property are very expensive. So we give them actually a base to work off from. We provide business center services, networking, marketing, and also opportunities to work with the industry. So this is our current distribution. So we work with many, many different disciplines. So for some reason, fashion tends to be about a quarter. So we also have product, jewelry, and all different disciplines. So these are all selected by panels of experts, and from the design field, from industries, both local and overseas. So just quickly going through our latest batch of incubatees. So we have fashion design. So Otto is actually working on knitwear. You see many faces that are actually graduates from PolyU and HADI. Camille, he works solely on menswear. So Wilson Kaki. So actually Camille and Wilson Kaki, they are both our most recent 10 Asian Designers to Watch winners. Females, the two girls, they work on handbags. And Yapit, it's Chinese-inspired fashion. So I have to quickly for product design. So these are just some of the examples. So we incubate around 50 companies a year at any one time. Perfume, ceramics, and also bamboo products, visual and spatial arts. So we have this. This is actually quite interesting. This is a visual merchandising company. So they work with natural materials. So I think this is actually a show window for Florian. So they use a lot of flowers and plants and so on. And of course, interior and architecture, Arta, they don't just work on buildings, but also on interactive installations in the community. And OOA, so these are actually projects they did in Cambodia. So they actually do a lot of social, work with social value as well. And jewelry and accessories. And also some others. So this is very interesting. Food design. This is Deep Food Limited, so food can also be designed. And this is the Hong Kong Type Foundry, so they work on typography design. So very quickly, so from 2017, we discovered that some of them actually need more assistance even after the first 2 years. So we started a fashion incubation program. So these are actually a more advanced program for fashion designers who already have collections out, who already have gone to runway shows in Paris and New York and so on, but they needed a little bit more help to push them up. So this is also a 2-year program. So similarly, we provide them with office space, marketing, but on top of that, it's a more bespoke program. So we only have 10 companies each year. So sometimes we actually line them up for one-on-one help from the industry and consultants. So, co-creation of opportunities, tech and intelligence, entrepreneurship program, which by the way, PolyU also help us on this. And so these are some of the other fashion photography, branding, strategic PR consultation. These are the one-on-one programs. So again, quickly, some of our incubatees. So we have 10 companies currently on the incubation list. And these are some of our alumni. It's a young program, so we have around 20 alumni who have gone through our programs. And I'm going to pick some of them out. Ponderer, it's our most recent FYP recruit. They actually won the U Prize this is the most prestigious fashion design prize for emerging designers in China. So if I have not read the information wrongly, they won 1 million renminbi in subsidy. So they're going to be working with Li Ling. They're going to be at the Shanghai Fashion Show and so on. So I think it's the first time somebody won it from Hong Kong. Christian Stone, who does a lot of these very cyberpunk look clothing. Sometimes I think they belong more in the video games than actually in real life. So they work a lot with the entertainment industry. So he actually dressed Billie Eilish once. Redemptive, Wilson Choi, again, a U Prize finalist from last year. Again, working with many local celebrities, because I think the K-pop model, which they actually use entertainment to help promote design, is something that we can really look forward to. Derek Chan from Demo, dressing celebrities, featured in the Center Stage show last year. And he also dresses a lot of celebrities, Mirror, and so on. So these are some of his work, which you may not realize. And Angus, HADI graduate, also winning many awards and working with celebrities. Moment Aris, another HIDI graduate, Young Design Talent Award winner from 2019. So many of them are actually not only producing good work, but working closely with celebrities and entertainment industry, which I think is a good thing that we need to promote. And Kay Wong, working with different brands, a lot of crossover. Van Kwok is a jewelry designer. So these are some of the profiles and some of the collaborations that we do. So we hook them up with, this is a shop called Hong Kong. It's in the, is on Hollywood Road. And so we actually, the collaboration is actually, they gave us this space for free. And then some of our designers have set up their shops there just for a pop-up engagement. So this is during the Christmas and New Year period. So it's a very good experience for the designers to have a chance to actually set up. So many of our designers, they sell, but they sell online. So they don't have a lot of physical offline experience. So this gives them good opportunities. So this year for our Fashion Asia Hong Kong program, we actually collaborated with IT. They gave the whole first floor to us on the flagship store in Causeway Bay, and we took over their windows as well. So we have our designers showcasing their work. We also have the school's work, so HADI, PolyU School of Fashion and Textile, DI, and also Bianchi, Caritas. So this is a collaboration with an indie band program. So our incubatees actually collaborated with these bands and dressed them for the concert. So this is a very good experience of actually dressing these people, and then this is a concert. I was at the concert, it was very, very good. And this is a collaboration with a digital company called KnitHub, so we can actually give them the pattern and they can produce the knitwear. So again, like Professor Lee was saying, how you embrace technology. So some seminars, we work with Meta on the Instagram Academy, so they learn how to better use IG to promote. And there was this whole pitching and a competition, so the winners got some ad credits from Meta. We have a lot of networking, so the industry, the masters will come share with the incubatees. So this is world famous Chiwing Lo, sharing with students. He's always very generous with his time. And obviously, having good graduates coming from the two schools into our incubation programs, we won many awards. And so the DFA is our own award, so I think my colleagues put this in to help us advertise a little bit. And on the left-hand side, it's so one of the incubatees was involved in the detour event at the PMQ. And on the right-hand side is actually that food company. They did an immersive food experience event once. And well, this is actually the talk coming up next. Our incubatees also work with AID Lab Fashion. And this was a show at the M+ a couple of months ago. And very happily, some of our incubatees are already going out, and this is a pop-up show for Kafun and Tokyo Shibuya Scramble Square in Japan. So just a very quick overview of our incubatees' work. If you're interested for collaborations, you can contact us. So thank you. That's all for me.
Well, thanks, Joe. How you can remember all this incubatee and their business, you're so familiar with them. Yeah, actually today, after the Czech side, I noticed how hard work from Hong Kong, DC, because your duties including the Czech trade, Designblok, right? What they do, but they are different organization, but your one organization done all the job. Yes, Joe and Professor Lee all mentioned our AI design lab. So we have the senior manager, Dr. Barry Tai, to introduce and sharing the AI design lab. Yeah, please.
Hello, everyone. Hello, friends from Czech and friends from Hong Kong. And I'm Barry Tai from AID Lab. And as you can see from our name, AID Lab stands for Laboratory for Artificial Intelligence in Design. And this name actually concludes what we are doing. We are a research laboratory using AI for design-related research. So you can see next to our logo, we have two universities. One is the Hong Kong Polytechnic University, and the other is the Royal College of Arts. And actually, our lab, AID Lab, is jointly established by the two universities. I'm sure most of you are very familiar with PolyU because we are famous in design. We have School of Design, and also we are famous in fashion design and also textile research discipline. And for Royal College of Art in UK, RCA, actually it is one of the most famous art and design schools in the world. And we are doing a lot of research collaboration with them. So in the lab, we have 22 projects. Half of them are carried out by PolyU's professors from School of Fashion and Textile, from School of Design, like Professor Lee, and also we have RCA's professors. Because of COVID, they just came to Hong Kong last month, but they are start to have more collaboration. But even before the COVID, even during the COVID, we met periodically every month to have research discussion and idea sharing. And as you can also see, one of the most famous building of Royal College of Art is donated by their graduate, James Dyson. So you can imagine we are not only supporting research in fashion, but we are also working on product design, surface design. And this is the official opening of our lab last year. It is delayed because of the COVID, but actually we are doing a lot of research work since 2019. So later on, I will introduce some of our recent research output, which has already been commercialized in the market. And here is a short video to introduce more from our center CEO and also from the Deputy Vice Chancellor from Royal College of Art.
AID Lab is the first research platform to integrate AI with design. Working closely with our collaborators, we bring in the disciplinary innovations to shape a future where AI and design combine creatively to offer real-world applications for commercial and societal impacts.
The strategic partnership is between the Royal College of Art and Hong Kong Polytechnic University, building on many years of partnership, collaboration, but taking this to a new formal level to explore the ways in which artificial intelligence and design come together to solve some of the problems and challenges to improve human lives.
AID Lab conducts research focused on three main themes: ergonomic and inclusive design, innovation in product and service design, and intelligent fashion design and quality control.
And the lab, the funding, research funding of the lab are supported by the Hong Kong government and under a research funding program called InnoHK. And actually it is a flagship research funding program announced by the Hong Kong government in recent years. And there are altogether 28 research labs established in the Hong Kong Science Park. And half of them are related to health, and half of them are related to AI. And we are the only research lab using AI for the design industry. So under our lab, we have 3 research programs. And altogether, we have over 100 research staff working in the lab in both PolyU, the Science Park, and also RCA to conduct different kinds of research projects. And I'm not going details for each research program, but I would like to briefly introduce what we are doing in each of the research program. The first one we call economic and inclusive design. Actually, we are making use of some state-of-art 4D scanning facilities. What is the, I'm sure all of you will know what is 3D scanning, but what is the 4D? 4D is called the dynamic measurement of our body, of the pressure change during our dynamic movement. So you can more accurately capture all the body size change and also the pressure change during sports activities or during our movements, so that we can have a better design of the product from, for example, the shoes, the yoga pants, or other different kinds of sportswear. And the next research program is the innovation in product and service design, and it is more diverse, not only for those products wear on our body, but also for different kinds of product and service using in the different industry. For example, the automobile industry, and also we have a project which is developing a social robot to talk to the youngsters and give some response using AI algorithm behind. And the last research program we call the Intelligent Fashion Design and Quality Control. And in this particular program, we have our first startup established already, and we are making AI-assisted design solution for the fashion designer to facilitate their design inspiration. And later on, I will introduce this product in more details. And these are the photos or the facilities in our research lab in Hong Kong Science Park. And we have the Fashion AI, Intelligent Design and Inspection Lab. And on the right-hand side, it is a fabric inspection machine. Fabric inspection machine. And normally, fabric inspection in our industry are doing by human eyes. But it is very subjective and not consistent. And so we are using computer vision, and also with the AI, we can capture all the fabric defects during the production. And also we have the 4D body scanning lab, 4D foot scanning lab, and the human-centered AI design lab. And last but also the most important, which is the graphic processing unit, GPU, because we are processing a lot of image during our fashion or design-related research. And today I would like to introduce our most innovative design-assisted solution for the fashion designer. And as Professor Kelvin Wong, he is the inventor of this technology. He always said that we are not developing an AI solution to replace designer, but to assist designer to give more inspiration during the design process. So where is the position of our system? It is at the very beginning. We call this system ADA. And so ADA is helping the designer to generate design ideas. So by asking the designer to input their design elements, for example, their mood board, their theme, and their preferred colors, prints, then the system can automatically generate unlimited design sketch for the fashion designers. And so later on, the design sketch can pass to the sample room for product development and also for sampling. And so some of the designers who try our system say that they can actually save over 60% of time for the design inspiration process. And this is the interface of our system, and on the left-hand side, it is the input panel. The designer can just upload their design image, the mood board, the prints, they can select the color through our Pantone color board, and finally to upload their design drawing into our system. And by clicking the design button, within 10 seconds, 8 outfit can be generated. So if you don't like the outfit, you can press the design button again, and another 8 set of design outfit can be generated. So I always tell a joke to designers that if one day your boss asks you to provide 100 outfits within a day, then you can use our system to generate lots of design ideas. And this is a video just Joseph has mentioned, we have a fashion show in the Empress Museum in December. Lots of designers using our ADA system to generate some design collections. So please see this video.
The rationale of developing ADA is not to use AI replacing designers. What we are talking about is AI is just a supporting tool for the fashion designers. So that's why we name it ADA is an assistant of fashion designers, just to help them, to work together. I mean, designers and AI can work together to come up with the final collection.
但係我覺得呢個嘅 process 對 designer 嚟講，其實係 inspire 我去諗一啲自己平時唔會 design 嘅款式，或者咧係唔會做開嘅嘢，但係最終咧個抉擇權咧喺我手上邊，即係呢張圖係一個 initial 嘅 idea， 但係最後嘅 design 變成咁嘅時候，其實大家覺得係究竟係 Ada 幫緊我定我幫緊 Ada 咧？咁其實我哋嘅關係咧就係互相合作，就係佢去喺我嘅 design process 裏邊一個幾重要嘅位置，就係幫我節省時間。
And Mantan is a graduate from Hong Kong DC's incubation program. And actually, we are not only developing the research, but we are also inviting different industry people and also designers to try our system to give us feedback. So I have another video from a Korean designer to tell us what is his feeling about using ADA.
Those keywords that comes to my mind when describing the system are safe, fast, friendly, smart, and futuristic. That's how I felt when I was using them. I want to stress on the word futuristic, and it's hassle-free because if you think of future, things should get really easy to put your hands on. And with this system, things were really straightforward and really easy to use, and that is the main reason why I use the word futuristic.
Yeah, so our system has been trialed by different local overseas designer and also a high-end fashion brand in Hong Kong to generate design collections. And also the system has been adopted by the School of Fashion and Textile of PolyU to be one of the teaching tools in their curriculum. And so you can see the Hong Kong government is investing more in innovation and research, and they are also asking us to not only publish paper on top-tier journals, but also to commercialize our research output. So we have already established a startup to commercialize the fashion design system ADA, and now we are accepting subscription from people from all over the world. So welcome friends from Czech and designers from Czech to subscribe our system to generate new fashion designs. And you can also visit our Facebook, Instagram to have more understanding about AID Lab. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks, Barry. So I just want to keep that very simple, but also quite a challenge for you. I want to ask one question for Klara. So everyone please think. I have two questions for you. The first question, which is most impressive part from the Czech design talk? We have the 7 speakers. One sentence to summarize the most impressive part from the Czech speakers. The second question is, what will be the potential opportunity for you to collaborate with some of them? So Klara, this is a question that I ask for you, right? So 2 sentences. The first question, so the most impressive part. The second question, maybe some suggestion for Klara and ours, how we can initiate some collaboration in the roadmap in this year and the coming 3 years. Yeah, who won't be the first? Yeah, thanks, Dr. Ong.
I think it's quite obvious for me is the glass, which I've also mentioned during my presentation. Particularly the 2 local companies that spoke earlier. Yes. So, as I said, the potential collaboration is not only bringing the expertise from the 2 companies to share their experience and their work worldwide with our students, but also some workshop, to strengthen our students' craftsmanship and social skill, which I think is very well recognized as presented this afternoon. Thank you.
Thanks, Dr. Ong. Now, this is a Hong Kong efficiency, right? So who will be the next one?
Yeah, also I was very impressed by Hong Kong industry education, how they maximize the local resource, which has a long history of glass, okay? So that they have a strong identity, craft and glass, even more changing, transforming the lighting, not only just making brighter, but also interactive things, emotional triggers. So, from local glass industry, craft market to all the way to those emotional triggers, that was quite impressive. And also I think that's the one thing we Hong Kong also wish to learn, okay? We have many very invaluable local heritage resource, and then we need to really bring that to more modern sense to evolve that in the new paradigm context. So that was very impressive. And also as a education institute, okay, Hong Kong Polytechnic School of Design. In the presentation in Hong Kong side, I was very glad to you include 2 universities. So although, because this is a very short time, but I think there must be many opportunity to have a dual degree or 2+2 or student exchange or co-teaching some class. So that's kind of things we are very much looking forward to things that happening. Okay, so maybe this is just kick-off meeting, but sometimes you may have more focus on education so that we can have more exchange, sharing information among both 2 countries to share the education, collaborate together. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Lee. Yeah, Joe, from Hong Kong.
Thank you. Again, Professor Lee grabbed the mic before I did, so
So I was going to say how they turned the traditional craft and merge it with new technology, but KP already said that. But so I'm also very impressed by the diversities. It's not just in terms of different design disciplines, but all the different programs that was actually coming through from education to Designblok to what the ministry is doing. So I'm very impressed by that. So it's very, very holistic. In terms of program, I'm very specific. For our Young Design Talent Award, we finance the winners, fresh graduates and practitioners to go abroad to work or study 1 year. So obviously universities and companies, but especially with the companies like Lasvit and Preciosa, because you have a local office, it would be great to actually extend the program to be 1 year abroad and then coming back to work maybe a half year or 1 more year in your local office. So I really would like to see something like that established.
Yeah, great. You can talk to Magdalena after this event.
I called her call already.
Yeah. Now it's your turn, Barry.
Yeah, thank you. To be honest, I have a little understanding of Czech before this meeting, but I'm really impressed by those industries and also government academics to share your views about design. And it is very relevant to our business because we are a research lab doing AI for design. I always say that for innovation, you must try before you can adopt it. So we welcome friends from Czech to try our system, try our innovation. Some of them are online and we can offer free subscription or trial subscription for Czech industry to try our systems to give us feedback so that we can further improve our technology. Thank you.
Thank you, Barry. Yeah. So, Klara, are you satisfied with their answers?
Yes, I'm very satisfied. Thank you very much for the appreciation, first of all. Of course, I must appreciate the Hong Kong side as well. But first, your question, what else after what we've heard today can we offer? I forgot to mention that, of course, you were most impressed by the glass companies. I think one of the reasons is that they were here in person. It always makes the difference. So what we are committing to is that we will bring more designers, companies, and even the schools. We are already talking to them that they should actually come. So I think that would be great. I think we will spend a couple of more months to introducing Czech design, and bringing them is task number one. Actually, there will be museum summit soon, and the directors of 2 museums are coming in person, and I'm already in talks with both PolyU and Hong Kong Design Institute to bring the directors of the museum and to actually give a talk. So there will be Museum of Decorative Art, which is great on design and history of design and glass. And hopefully we will manage to do some talk to students here at PolyU and for Hong Kong Design Institute, because you will be opening the glass studio and ceramics. We hope that our curator from the Museum of Glass can also give a talk there. At the same time, there is already AI happening in UMPRUM. I've heard from the presentation, so I think they will definitely be interested in exchanges. I'm positive on that, and I also believe that the platform of Designblok should be used already this year. So we would be very glad if Hong Kongers and fashion designers from Hong Kong applied for the open house there, and we could have some interaction already this year. So thank you very much, and looking forward to concrete projects and workshops.
Yeah, thank you, Klara. For the kickoff event, we have to end it here. But for the discussion, conversation, and the dialogue, we will continue definitely. So I declare here the kickoff event of the design dialogue between the Czech Republic and Hong Kong close here. We end here, but let's continue our networking and the conversation. Thanks for all of you participate, and thanks for the wonderful team working with us from the Czech and also our School of Design. Thanks for all of you. Yeah.